Good morning and welcome back to John Wick Sniping TV, and today we're going to talk about the cancer diagnosis of former President Joe Biden. So first and foremost, I'd like to extend my condolences because clearly you don't ever want anybody to face, a mortality issue like cancer. I've dealt with that in my family as well. But I was just wondering, this is the reason why I made this video today, trying to kind of think back at the last election and just wonder what would have happened had Joe Biden won the election. I have to believe that when somebody reaches that level of a presidency, that they kind of know every single thing about your health from top to bottom. Could it have been the playbook to get Kamala Harris into the presidency? Way back when Joe still wanted to run, or stated publicly that he wanted to run. Was this another potential plan to get Kamala Harris into the presidency? You have Joe Biden, they know he has a cancer situation going on. He goes into the election, he wins, even though we all know pretty much that he wasn't gonna win. The Democrats were just not gonna win the election of 2024. But just because we think that the Democrats could not win the election of 2024 doesn't mean that there couldn't have been found a way for the election to be won by the Democrats in 2024. So at that point, Joe Biden gets in, has to step up, let everybody know, I've got cancer, I've got to step down. Kamala Harris becomes the president, and oh boy, I don't even want to know what that would have looked like. But potentially the campaign and the whole Democratic Party took all this into consideration and therefore decided, our best bet would be to just go with Kamala Harris and run her, even though there was probably less of a chance that Kamala was going to win this election. But I do want to, tickle your brains a little bit out there and just go a little bit conspiracy and just, wonder, because there's been a lot of talk in government, specifically on the Democratic platform, of a lot of corruption, a lot of just ugly things and stories that are out there that I've heard, you've heard them, just things that that side kind of gets involved in. They are the side of the media, the movies, and so on and so forth. Could this be the way that some of these high-powered people just start falling to kind of save face and integrity, or whatever you want to call it? Maybe all of a sudden they all come up with ailments now, or mortality issues, where either they're actually not going to be around, or you're just never going to see them again. Because the last thing is I know is that they're just not going to tell us exactly what people with that type of power and money did exactly. I know we're learning about Diddy, and I made a video previous to this one regarding Diddy and all that kind of stuff. But we're only seeing what we already kind of know. There's other things that are very, very big that have been speculated that just have not been touched on. So the question I want to ask you today, and maybe you can answer in the comment section, is what do you think about the world of that side with respects to the Democratic Party, the entertainment industry, whether it be music, sports, movies, politics? What do you think is going on there? And do you think that maybe this has to do with some of that kind of stuff, because maybe that stuff is going to come to light and maybe this is the way out? But that's what I have for you today on John Wick Sniping TV. Thank you very much for joining. John Wick Sniping is out.